couldn't play your brother, would you think he's cute?
Tyler?
I don't like where this is going.
Oh God, I can't answer that.
So if you were a little bit older, would you think Jack's cute?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Okay, fine, more Thundermans. If you haven't seen the last video, go check it out now. It'll make this one feel a bit more cohesive. Now, originally for this part, I wanted to start off by talking about Season 3, Episode 1, but I've decided against this because all of the important stuff in that episode is delegated to a B-plot. So I'll just catch you up on the new status quo. Chloe has these weird super growth spurts, which is why she went from looking like this to this in the same episode. It's also why their new sister Chloe has now gone from looking like this to this. Also, Chloe can teleport. Also, Cherry now knows the family secret that they're all superheroes. So without further ado, let's get going with the first episode of this part. Season 3, Episode 10, Gimme a Breakup. So basically the whole setup of this episode is ever since Link quit his job, he's now overbearing towards Phoebe. So she asks her mom for advice and gets the idea to try and get Link a hobby. So instead of walking up to him and just talking to him about this and trying to see if she can get him some sort of hobby, she pretends that it's National Hobby Month and still tries to get him to pick something for some reason. I don't really understand why you're putting in all this effort. You could really just ask him. I mean, I understand that she doesn't want to hurt his feelings, but this isn't a very subtle way to go about it either. Maybe it's supposed to be funny? I guess all the laughing in the background would probably indicate that. Hey, quick side note, does that stuff bother anyone else? Like, they don't have enough confidence in their actual joke writing, so they just have to put audience background laughter to make you laugh? Sure, some shows can use this technique and still be funny shows, but it does still seem like a really cheap way to try and get laughs.
Boy, this stinks. It's Friday night and I don't have a date.
Well then, let me get you a number from my little black book.
Ha!
Anyway, Cherry ends up almost hurting herself with a boomerang and Phoebe saves her. This gives Link the idea to make saving people his new hobby. So Phoebe somehow finds some people who got trapped in an elevator or whatever. She said it's like a good tryout thing and Link's all like,
Beginner level, there are 6 lives at stake. Those cables could snap.
Link, this isn't a cartoon. Cables don't just snap.
2 seconds later.
Oh no, the cables are snapping. They're gonna fall.
yay, now Link's done it, and great, he's hooked. Now he wants to save people all the time, and this is what he does. After a week, Phoebe's actually kind of excited to be seeing him whenever he comes around again, but there's like 10 minutes left in the episode. So I wonder...
Alert, alert, incoming transmission from Super President Kickbutt.
Hi, Super President Kickbutt. I suppose you're checking in on me?
No, I'm calling for Link. Link, you've really been stepping up your game. You're on your way to becoming a great hero.
That's exactly what I said. You know, I think he is making great strides.
Calm down, Phoebe.
Oh.
This is official business.
If it's official business, how about you contact him in some official way? You ever heard of email, you fucking asshole? Anyway, she's calling to let Link know that he will now be assigned to his own city to protect. But... what a twist! The city he's being assigned to is actually Hong Kong. Oh, the dramatic irony. She wanted her boyfriend to be less clingy, but now he's gonna end up moving away.
Link is gonna be a superhero in Hong Kong? That's so exciting!
Where the fuck did you come from? How did you just get in here? Shouldn't you be at home? Maybe you should get Cherry a hobby. Anyway, Phoebe devises this whole plan to do a date that'll make Link want to stay. Except not really, because she doesn't even do anything extravagant. She orders a black and white cookie and then shows him a slideshow? Like, bitch, what did you think this was gonna do? Like, she does all that and then just immediately gives up and goes over to Cherry and she's just like, I don't know what to do. What a fucking shit plan. As it turns out, Cherry just so happens to have made this sweater in her spare time, and oh, she just accidentally put 2 neck holes in it. Yes, this will totally make my boyfriend want to stay here with me.
Oh wait, there's some over here.
No, it's fine, I got it.
No, I got it.
This one's closer. No.
Phoebe, what are we doing?
So yeah, they finally stop with all the bullshit and Phoebe decides to tell Link what's going on. Link realizes that he didn't even stop to think about breaking up with Phoebe. This doesn't bother me too much because people can do things like this when they get overly excited. Hey Thundermans, you finally did something that actually kind of makes sense. You did it. Good job. Proud of you. So proud. Good job. Good job. Good boy. Love you. Give you a kiss. Love you. Link decides to call up that superhero organization or whatever it is so he can let them know that he's not gonna go. Phoebe tells him to stop because she doesn't want to ruin his chance at this dream he has. So they have to say their goodbyes and break up. Well, on to the next episode. Season 3, Episode 12. Date expectations. So the basic setup for this episode is that Phoebe's been missing a lot of school because of Mac's various supervillain plots. And in this one class specifically, she's about to flunk out. This class just so happens to be a model UN class, so the teacher offers to let her pass if she can bring peace to the UN. But there's this girl in our class named Allison that's super into like world issues and crap and climate change, so it's super hard to get her to agree on you with anything because she really wants to like protect the polar bears and stuff. So Phoebe gets the idea to try and make Allison and Max get together so they'll both be out of her hair and she can pass this class.
I'm a wrecking ball now, baby.
Oh no, oh. It's like the director's credit showing right up after that is the punchline. Yep, that garbage sequence was brought to you by Carl Lawton. Phoebe tells both Allison and Max that the other has a crush on them. Phoebe also lies and tells Allison that the next model UN meeting is the next day, so they both agree to meet up at Splatburger at 7:30.
See if she has an evil pet! Unless it's a cat. I don't date cats!
Wait, why would Colosso date other animals? He's still a human. I mean, he has a human mind, but he's just in an animal now. Doesn't make... it's kind of weird. Do you just like become attracted to other animals if you turn into an animal, or has he just accepted it? Or this is a strange thing to bring up in a kids show. Later on in the day, Max and Allison are on their date, and after talking for a little while, they both find out that Phoebe lied to them. So they both decide to get revenge on Phoebe by showing up, I guess. Or I guess that was Allison's plan. I'll get to it in a minute, but they decide to get revenge on her. I guess Phoebe's actually been doing a really good job at getting everybody to agree on everything, so the world peace seems pretty achievable. But once Allison shows up, she kind of shuts everything down because Russia's been making oil and But I guess Allison and Max weren't really on the same page because Max starts sabotaging people and crap. Did you guys like not have a plan, or did Max just like kind of ignore the plan? What were you planning to do? What is this? What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Nobody asked you to do that. Why are you doing this? Phoebe records Max sabotaging these people and then shows it to the teacher, and they get in trouble and crap, and Allison is mad now.
You abused my trust. Now I'm going to abuse you.
Wait, so that really was your plan? Just like walk in and be there and just not agree to sign the treaty? I mean, I guess it worked, but it's just kind of a weird plan, and it doesn't feel all that much like revenge. And if it did work, it would have felt kind of anticlimactic. That's kind of weird revenge. I don't really get how that works, but okay.
Wait, hold on. It's just some dumb assignment.
Wow, you sound just like my parents. Why are you always trying to save the world, Allison? When are you gonna grow out of this phase, Allison?
You say you're going through a phase?
Yeah? So?
Well, it's not a phase, is it? I care because I know what it feels like to be told you're going through a phase.
Wow, is this really what we're doing? Well, your parents say you're going through a phase. My parents say it too. That's so crazy. Wow, I never really saw it that way. By the way, a common running gag in the show is Max's parents always saying that he's going through a phase with being evil and everything. So I guess this is Max's way of relating to Allison. But it's like he's still got all these like doomsday plots and crap. But I guess this joke is that they're still like setting up like his redemption and crap. But then the phase thing doesn't work, because it really was a phase. He's not evil. I'm not saying they can't still like each other or anything, but this just doesn't really work for me. The way they try and get them together, it just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But anyway, Phoebe overhears this whole conversation and basically hears Allison calling her a bad person, which what she did is kind of messed up since she lied about everything just to get her way. Phoebe feels guilty about this and decides to stop the world peace treaty.
Happy feet! Wombo combo!
Next episode, please. What's the next one? Great. Season 3, episode 25. Thundermans, secret revealed. Alright, so this one starts with them setting up stuff for prom in a museum for some reason. I don't really know if this is a thing that schools can do for prom. I guess this is just a thing. Max has also just asked Allison to go to the prom with him.
Cherry, how are you getting reception inside the museum? I'm not. I'm laughing at this wallpaper of my cat. Cherry, that's not a cat. Then whose tummy have I been tickling?
I seriously do not understand the joke here. Does anybody get this? Does this make sense to anybody? Is anybody still watching? Why? Whatever. Some random supervillain breaks into the bank and starts robbing crap, so Phoebe gets into her costume and stops her. Why did she drop the case? Oh, I get it. so she could just pick it up easily and wouldn't have to like unfreeze it. Pretty convenient.
And so it looks like there's a new mysterious superhero in our midst. The question that everyone's asking, who is Thunder Girl?
A new mysterious superhero in your midst? What are you talking about? This isn't anything new. She's been getting into this costume and stopping people since the beginning of the season. I don't know why you're acting like she's a new hero. Later on, this villain named Dark Mayhem calls Max, and it seems he has some sort of plan to take down Phoebe using him, so they set up a meeting to meet the next day. Phoebe also has this dumb side thing going on where Link cancels on going with her to the prom. Yes, they're still broken up, but I guess he was planning on coming back, but then he canceled, so Phoebe and her friends decide to just do like a single ladies night at the prom. Now Max is meeting up with Dark Mayhem and, oh god damn it, not you. I'm tired of you bootleg serpent. You really better get out of this show. Where was I? Oh yeah, Dark Mayhem gives Max this orb so he can absorb Phoebe's powers. Phoebe finds out about this when she accidentally calls Dark Mayhem in Max's lair. Max hasn't done anything yet because he's not completely sure if he wants to zap Phoebe's powers away. But since Phoebe doesn't know this, she decides to go confront Max about it. She tries to pull the orb away from him, and as they're both pulling on it, Phoebe accidentally zaps Max's powers away. Max gets in trouble with his parents. He's no longer allowed to go to the prom. He doesn't have Colosso in his room, and his room's been like redecorated to not be evil. Also, Link actually didn't cancel, I guess. He decided to come there anyway, despite what the Hero League told him. And Phoebe doesn't want to like cancel with her friends or anything, so she just doesn't tell them. Also, this random side character, Mrs. Wong, sees Phoebe's suit like fall out of her purse for like 2 seconds. So then for the rest of the episode, she's like trying to expose her identity.
Aha! Just the proof I need.
Colosso manages to break into Max's room. He also gives Max the orb that took away his powers, and he uses a computer chip that he found in this stuffed animal talking bear to override the system.
Oh, come on, ladies. It'll be fun. We know you don't have dates.
Look, you guys are cute, and each one of us is a crush on each one of you. It couldn't be more perfect.
But tonight we're all about us single ladies.
Bitches be shopping.
Also, Phoebe tells Allison that Max can't go to the prom with her for non-specific reasons. And then...
Hey! What are you taking me to junior prom? Whoever's interested, meet me in the quad.
I guess she didn't really care all that much. Anyway, now Max is out of his room and he takes away all of his family's powers. Except Phoebe, of course, because she's not at the house right now. He then freezes all of the exits so none of them can get out. And now he's on his way to take Phoebe's powers next. Boy, I sure do hope that serpent guy doesn't come back.
Boss! Check out the... Get the hell out! Get out! Get out!
Okay, so Mrs. Wong manages to get a photograph of the Thundermans family picture, which shows all of them in their super suits, and then she takes it to the news and tells them their real identity, and she basically doxes them. No, seriously, look at this.
They live at 828 Oakdale Lane.
Do you see what I'm saying? She literally doxed them. Anyway, this little supervillain club ends up seeing this, so they decide to go down to their address so they can deal with Phoebe and her family themselves, since Max is taking so long or whatever.
Time to say goodbye to your Thunder Girl.
God, he's trying so hard to be intimidating. Quick note, what are you wearing? Does anybody know what that's supposed to be in this scene? It's like some sort of weird vest or something. It's the strangest thing. I can't like wrap my brain around what that's even supposed to be. I'm sorry, dude. You don't look cool. You look like you just had a bad day at Comic-Con. Allison sees Max and tells him off for ditching her. Then she breaks up with him. So naturally, with this added little bit of anger, Max walks up to Phoebe and of course he does it. He just walks out of frame and then just doesn't do anything for a couple of minutes, I guess. Like, I don't know, maybe he was pondering whether or not he should really do it. Maybe he was questioning himself. Who knows what he was really doing? The show didn't decide to show us, now did it? What was the show intending? I don't know. What were you intending?
Huh? I don't know. You don't know. You know why you don't know? Because you don't think. That's why. You don't think. You never figured out how to think.
By the way, the rest of the Thundermans are trying to use all the lights in the house to melt and exit. And then, wait a minute. Why didn't Max just freeze them? They're literally trying to escape now, and they're going to escape, and they wouldn't be if you had just froze them. And it's not even like this happened in an earlier episode and you forgot about it. You make Max freeze someone it later in the episode. Later. Like, not even that much later. It's literally like a couple of minutes later that we see Max freeze somebody. Does nobody check this? Like, did anybody check this script? Sorry. So all the supervillains finally have gotten to the Thundermans' house, and Colosso has managed to blow a hole through some of the ice by using a bomb. So now the family is off to warn Phoebe about Darkman and these other supervillains. Now we cut back to the prom and Max has revealed himself. Now he's trying to take away Phoebe's powers when the family comes, and they try to convince Max to stop and everything, and then the supervillains show up, and then he's like, do the bad guy thing. And then Max is like, okay, dude. Then everybody's like, Max, don't do it, don't be the bad guy. You shouldn't be the bad, you gotta be the good guy. And then Max is like, okay, I guess I should be the good guy. And then he gives everyone their powers back. But now that everybody has their powers back, they actually got them all switched. Ooh, what a twist.
They're confused from having the wrong powers. Get them!
Maybe you should have said that like 20 seconds ago when they were actually still trying to figure everything out.
Barb, I think I have your powers.
What power do I have?
10 seconds later.
Billy, that means you have laser eyes. It doesn't matter, I'm not a superhero. Here, take them back.
2 seconds later.
What happened? The punch must have short-circuited the orb.
They're confused from having the wrong powers. Get them!
Thundermans, attack!
So they all deal with the lackey villains pretty easily, so then all that's left is the top dog, Darkman. He has Phoebe on the ropes, and right as he's about to mess her up...
No! Mommy says I'm a good boy.
So yeah, they've beat all the bad guys, Max apologizes to everyone for everything, and they all go home. And now they have a new status quo of everyone knowing their secret identities. And it totally won't be reversed immediately in the next season, right? Right? Season 4, Episode 2. Thundermans banished. The family's trying to get used to like living a normal life while also being famous, but this is kind of difficult to do because they're famous. Max is also trying to become a better superhero since he spent such a long time trying to be a supervillain. Phoebe offers to take Max out on a patrol with her to help him become a better superhero. He accepts, but later in the day, right before they're about to go on the patrol...
What is that?
Congratulations, Phoebe Thunderman. You are a finalist for the newly opened slot on the legendary Z-Force. We'll be watching you over the coming weeks as we make our decision. Good luck.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm being considered for a slot on the Z-Force!
I know, it's amazing. What's the Z-Force?
They're the most elite superheroes in the Hero League. They get the assignments no one else can handle.
And you're just now hearing about them for the first time. How convenient! So Phoebe's parents decide to celebrate her being a finalist for the Z-Force. And Max wants to prove he can be just as good a superhero as Phoebe. So he goes out, does a bunch of hero shit, and then comes back and tells them all about it. Phoebe tells Max that it's a good start, but it still doesn't make him as good a superhero as she is. And then...
Congratulations, Max Thunderman. You are a finalist for the newly opened slot on the legendary Z-Force. Good luck.
This can't Z happening.
Why? So Phoebe's pretty upset that Max was able to get noticed by the Z-Force so easily. They then get an emergency alert from the TV, and they both want to prove how much better they are than each other. So they decide to rush down to where the emergency is taking place. When they get there, it turns out it's this restaurant that we've seen a couple times before, and it's just that all the tubes are clogged. They have food come out of tubes. It's funny, because fast food, gross. Ha 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 ha. So they try to unclog the tube, but their endless stupid babbling only ends up making the situation worse. And while they're arguing, we find out Max actually faked his Z-Force hologram thing. He just got a watch and like recreated the whole thing, I guess. And eventually the whole fucking restaurant just explodes. And somehow the manager or like owner of the restaurant, Mrs. Wong, gets caught in the explosion.
Hey, I got a question.
How? Okay, so earlier in the scene, once the whole place starts shaking, Mrs. Wong runs back, and the exit is right there. So what I figured was happening for some stupid reason was that she was running through the back exit or something. But what must have happened was she was going into the back room and maybe trying to fix something for some reason. I don't know why she would do this though. That's stupid. There's two superheroes there dealing with it. Granted, not very well, but just never mind. Whatever. Moving on, now we cut back to the house and everyone in the family is being ridiculed by Super President Kickbutt. This is because they've all had their own little side stories where they've been getting into trouble because of their fame and everything. So Super President Kickbutt has decided to relocate the family since they don't seem to be handling the fame well. They have to spin this wheel to decide where exactly they'll be moving to, and they have Hank spin it, and his super strength causes it to spin for like a day or something. So they're packing up and stuff before the thing is even fully decided where they'll be going. They also meet the new family that's going to be moving into the house, Falcon Man, Iron Grip, and their daughter Candy. And their daughter Candy seems to be secretly...
Well, I can see someone has to learn their manners.
insane. Yeah. Also, Colosso's deciding to stay at this house basically just to spite Max for turning good. And when the wheel stops spinning, it finally lands on Antarctica. I don't even know why that's a choice. Alright, so yeah, they're in Antarctica now and it sucks. That's like the whole thing. That's all the jokes. It sucks. Everything keeps freezing and they just hate living there. Max gets a call from Colosso and he tells them that Candy is like brainwashed the whole city or something. Cherry doesn't seem to be taking any of Phoebe's calls, so they decide to look into this. Their sister Chloe teleports them back to their original house so they can investigate. They go inside and they immediately see that all their friends are acting very strangely when they talk to them. They're about to go looking for Candy when...
You found her! Welcome to my party! Raspberry pixie dust?
When Phoebe and Max come to, they realize that they're trapped, and Candy reveals her master plan to take over the whole town with the mind control ray that Max left behind. I don't even know if anybody's paying attention at this point. Okay, Colosso chews them free, and they go after Candy, and then she sicks all the mind controlled people on them. So now they're like, oh no, we gotta stop all our friends by like... but we can't fight them because we don't want to hurt them because they're our friends. I hate how this scene is directed because some people's arms are like robot arms and they walk like robots, but then other people's arms are like flat down and it's just distracting. And I know it's a small thing, but what do you want me to do? Actually care about the plot? I gotta find something to entertain my brain and to actually care about. Anyway, they beat them all by making them turn on each other because the mind programming is basically to make them want to be best friends with Candy. So they're just like, well, you can't all be your best friend, right? And then they all start fighting each other. Then they go up onto the roof to stop Candy from succeeding in her full plan. She catches them in like this bubble gum and crap, so she traps them again. Like, they don't seem very competent right now. Not much for superheroes. How long have you been training to do this again? Whatever. They decide to use their heat and freeze breath like they did earlier in the episode to make the satellite explode. The satellite is the thing that was gonna let her take over the whole city, by the way. I know I didn't go over it before, but you know now. So speaking of things I didn't mention earlier, they weren't supposed to come back to Hiddenville either. And since they were caught in Hiddenville again, Super President Kickbutt has to take away their powers. Except not really. They just did the whole taking their powers away in public so it would seem like they don't have powers anymore and they can move back into their house. So I actually didn't lie, cause it didn't even matter in the end. Also, now the Z-Force wants both Phoebe and Max as a team for real this time. So get ready for that for the whole season, except I'm not watching all of that because it doesn't really matter, as I've already explained. So we're just gonna skip to the last episode. Woo! Woo! Alright, let's get through this one. Season 4, episode 29, The Thunder Games. Phoebe and Max have just been accepted into the Z-Force Championships. They get teleported to some secret base where they're about to start some secret challenge. And they meet this guy, Dirk Trumbo, and he's like the leader of the Z-Force squad and everything. He's very like stuck up and like infatuated with himself and stuff. Anyway, back to that secret challenge. The room starts filling with poisonous gas, and Max figures it's something called micronium, which is super explosive. So they figure that they can just blast themselves out of the room. This other girl, Galaxia, overhears their plan and decides to take it for her own. She sucks all of the air out of the room and then blows it all into this bottle. She then throws the bottle at the wall, causing it to explode and make a hole in the wall. How exactly were you gonna go about getting out of here again? I understand that it's flammable and you can make it explode and stuff, but I don't think you'd be able to do that without killing anyone. If you just used your heat breath on it while the gas was spread out through all the room, you'd just kill everyone. I don't think you have this power. Can you do that? I don't think you can. After they get out of the room, they meet this guy named Balfour, aka...
They call me the Gamer.
No, you did not. You did not name yourself the Gamer. Okay, the Gamer, he has the powers of shooting microchips on people's necks, which gives him full control over other people's body motor functions. They decide to form an alliance with Balfour since they lack a twin power, which apparently is something they're supposed to have or expected to have.
Welcome to the Power Derby. Goal number 1. To use your superpowers to force the other opponents out of the green circle.
Wait, did anybody else hear that?
Out of the green circle.
Goes all low for a second and it sounds really weird.
Out of the green...
They beat a bunch of the people in this little fighting challenge and Balfour helps them out and they help Balfour out. Once the challenge is over, the final 4 are sent home to their families to rest and chill with their families. We then find out in this scene that Balfour is actually an orphan, which makes him all the more similar to this one guy I'm thinking about. I'm not gonna go into it.
He saved us, Max. The least we can do is invite him to dinner at our house.
Oh, he's fine. Look at him.
Why?
Okay, you win. Balfour, do you want to...
I'd love to. Guys, I'm 4 feet away. I heard the whole thing. Let's go.
Thank you. It's always distracting how loud they talk, but then act like they're whispering. Anyway, we cut to the Thundermans' house and we're inside Max's room. Balfour mentioned before that the last thing his parents left him was this cape. And then he sees Colosso's cape, and then we find out that he's Colosso's son.
What a twist!
They explain Colosso's whole situation to Balfour, and he doesn't really have any time to sit on it because they gotta move on to the next challenge. In this one, they gotta tank a scorpion bite, destroy the coconut that isn't a bomb, and untangle all these wires. But halfway through this challenge, they find out that Balfour is a little upset at them for imprisoning his dad. He starts controlling Galaxia and starts making her attack Max and Phoebe. They beat Galaxia and Balfour in the challenge, and then Balfour gets teleported away. Phoebe and Max then find out that they actually have to fight each other since they don't have a twin power. Okay, cut back to the house, and Balfour has taken control of the house's security systems, and now he's controlling all of the family. Also, Balfour turns Colosso back to a human again. Oh no, cartoon violence.
I'm the Gamer. I can do anything.
I'm the Joker, baby.
Max and Phoebe's fight is starting, and let me just save you the trouble of having to sit through this fight, because it's really just a whole bunch of Max beats Phoebe, and oh, look at her. She's so sad. This is such a sad moment. Except in the next scene, Phoebe reveals that she actually let Max win and faked this hand injury. And she hasn't talked to any of her family about it yet. Okay, the timeline of this episode made sense up until this point. After the second challenge, Dirk says that they'll meet up for the final challenge at 10 p.m. the next day. But it definitely didn't seem like Balfour was with them for a whole day. So I have to assume that they probably just meant 10 p.m. later that day, which still doesn't make sense because Phoebe and Max's fight happens right after the final challenge, which would mean Phoebe didn't contact her family or go home all night, and then she just went to school the next day without any questions or anything, and now she's just talking to Cherry about it, which means that I have to assume Dirk actually meant 10 a.m., and by Dirk, I mean the writers.
Come and play my game, if you dare. Oh, by the way, this is Balfour. I have your family. Oh.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just gonna let that speak for itself. Phoebe gets caught by Balfour, and then Max intercepts the video. Max tries to tell Dirk about his family being in danger, but Dirk is like, yeah, we don't value families here. You're Z-Force now. We don't care about family. Balfour then puts the family in a cage to make them feel like bunnies and decides that he's gonna fry their brains till they have the brains of a bunny. And then Colosso probably says the stupidest thing he could.
Maybe seeing his family with bunny brains will get Max here.
A few moments later.
Max is cool. He's like the evil son I never had.
I'm the evil son you never had!
So yeah, now Colosso is captured too, but oh wait, there comes Max. He's gonna save everyone. Well, I guess we're all gonna die. But at least we go out as a family. And then they unlock their twin power because they're all sad. And then they beat Balfour. Yay. And then they turn him into a bunny and now he's living with them too. Okay. kind of like that. That's cool. And then we find out that Dirk was fired from his position as the commander of the Z-Force. And then Phoebe and Max are made the commanders, as if they have any experience to constitute this. And then Phoebe and Max just let their whole family join the Z-Force team. And then, as a final fuck you,
One more thing. It's not the Z-Force anymore. It's the T-Force.
actually, call it the F-Force for family.
You guys do such a phenomenal job. We all love watching it, so you guys are doing great.
That's fucking bullshit!
It's over. I'm done. No more talking about this show. I can't tell you how happy I am. This show isn't the worst show ever. Now, don't get me wrong, I still don't like it. It's probably my least favorite show, but on a purely technical level, it's not that bad. Although I still don't think it should be one of the longest running shows on Nickelodeon. 3 out of 10. Don't watch this show. Hey, thanks for watching. This video took a long while to make. It was supposed to be out a lot sooner. I did not want it to take this long, but alas. The next bits of longer form projects should be out a lot sooner than this. Planning on doing a highlight reel type style video game video. I'm not sure what game I'll be doing, but something. It'll be a little bit more freeform, a little bit more loose, a little bit more fun. This video took forever. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe and maybe like it, you know? I'm a very small channel right now, so anything you do really is helpful.